king once said, "The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man is one who listens to counsel." We each have mentors in our lives who give us this counsel. What we choose to do with this advice determines if we will be considered foolish or wise. Naturally, we tend to think we are always right, but even on occasions when we are right, there is always something to learn from other people. Take just a second to think back over the past 13 or 14 years of your life. Think of all the advice you have received. These opinions and the people who shared them with you got you to this point. While you may think you got here on your own doing, think a little harder. And consider those days when all you wanted to do was climb trees, play with Barbie dolls, ride your bike, and watch Rugrats all day long. What changed that? Who changed that? Was there one day when you suddenly said in your mature 5-year-old voice and said, "Mom, Dad, I made a decision. I want to start saving for college. Please put my allowance in my bank account"? Personally, I can say I haven't had one of those days. As conscientious as I am in my schoolwork, I can say for certain that I would have loved to just play outside all day and stay up late watching movies and eating popcorn. However, as much fun as I would have had, I would have not gone very far. Thankfully, I had numerous people in my life who showed me at just the right times how to grow. Think of your teachers, from preschool through junior high. These great people who cared enough each day to come to a class of at least 30 kids, who each had their own agenda and were able to make time for each child who needed attention and made everyone feel important. Think of your friends, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, and grandparents, and others who have showed you how to be a good friend and how to grow relationships just by being there. Think of your coaches and instructors. You have had who pushed you to do things you didn't want to do or never thought you could accomplish, so that you would achieve things you wanted to attain. Think of your parents, who besides giving you life, nurtured you, loved you, potty trained you, took you to kindergarten, made you do your homework when you didn't want to, took care of you when you were sick, and said, "I love you," just at the right times. Brought you lunch when you forgot it at home, and for some reason, to this day, still remember the first word you have ever said and how old you were when you took your first steps. What a blessing each of these people has been in our lives, and they each had one thing in common. They cared enough to put our own interests before their own. Now, class of 2006, as we set out to go over our next step in our education, let us not forget these people. It's our turn to look back and thank them for getting us this far. We will always need them, but now it is our turn to step up and be the mentors and counselors. High school is only a small step. Use that step to make a giant leap for someone. Each of us has strengths and weaknesses. Use your strengths to help others. If you are artistic, find a young person who likes to draw and multiply their talent through encouragement, instruction, and companionship. If you are athletic, volunteer your talents to help someone become better at a sport so that they could achieve their own goals. If you are musical, keep the joy of music alive in kids everywhere. If you are socially gifted, find places to hang out with young kids and show them by example how people should interact and treat each other. Whatever your strengths are, use them to help others, and use your weaknesses to learn about yourself. I guarantee you, without any extra effort, everyone will benefit, especially you. In conclusion, I would like to say thanks to all of my helpful teachers here at Washington Junior High. I especially want to thank one of them personally, my 8th grade history teacher. He has done so much for me this year because he has opened a door and showed me by firsthand what history is all about. When teenagers think of history, they think of really boring lectures about dead people who did something a long, long time ago. But this teacher made it more fun and interesting than it could have ever imagined. He brought these legendary people and events to life. with his enthusiasm and dedication. Now to my fellow students. When you get home today, I would challenge you to write a letter to one of your teachers that has affected you or changed your life in any way at the time you have been in here at Foster Junior High School. Thank you and good luck. I would now like to introduce Vice Principal, Mr. Enrique Lopez.
Jennifer Davis, Yoon Ko. Morgan Lincoln, Haley Giordano.